recording. You guys are over. I gotta remember to look at that camera right there. Oh, you like that? I got my finger the other day. Kind of hurt. All right, so yeah, I need to tell you guys about Vegas. Wow, one word, basically, all of that, just amazing. I guess a couple words. I got some more words. I couldn't have imagined anything better, to be honest with you. It was an absolutely amazing time. Sorry, I got to remember that when I come back here, you guys can't hear all that well. But it was incredible. We had a great time. And here, let's start with like day one. So day one, Olga and I got to Las Vegas. You know, obviously we flew there. We weren't going to drive. Typically, I do like to drive places, but that's a long drive. And we had a busy week ahead of us. So I wasn't about to do that long trip and then have to go do all that work. And because it wasn't a vacation, it was work, guys. We weren't there to gamble. We weren't there to drink or to party. Although we did party, have a great time. That wasn't our main objective. We're linking up with FIA Jamaica here soon. We are going to be in the FIA hospitality suite. We're super stoked about it. It's really an exciting time and there's going to be a lot going on. Olga and I were invited there by FIA Jamaica. They're doing some really amazing things down in the Caribbean, doing some drag racing, but there's also far more auto sport heritage that Jamaica has that, you know, thankfully we were around Stephen Gunter, who's the president of FIA Jamaica, if I'm not mistaken. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Maybe I should leave that out. But that's what I took from it. And I have it in my notes. Maybe I should look this up. Anyways, we got there. Olga and I had the first day by ourselves. We arrived in Las Vegas. We got to drive around a little bit of Las Vegas. We have a little bit of history there. We were married there.
This is why we did this, because Ross and Rachel did this when they went to Vegas, and we're in Vegas.
And we are not drunk.
No, we're not drunk yet. Let's get it.
But it was a pretty good time to go back and see some of those memories. In the past 4 years, we've had those memories. So year one, we got married there. Year two was our first year in Las Vegas, which was the inaugural, am I saying that? Inaugural? It was the inaugural race at Las Vegas Grand Prix in that location. And ever since then, we've been back every year since then, in one way or another. First year, it was for DZ Engineering, doing some of our lighting stuff with Signify. The second year, we were shooting, and I was shooting for Signify. Olga was shooting for Getty Images and LAT, or what was the artist formerly known as LAT. It was a great time, and all over the place. We do a lot of things for a lot of people. And in Coda last year, we actually met FIA Jamaica and Steven and his team and got to know them pretty well. And we were approached to shoot a documentary, which we kind of said we wanted to, so they knew we were about it. You know, that kind of developed into a relationship. He knew I was also building watches. And then along came, hey, Phil, would you like to be the official timepiece of the Caribbean Drag Racing Championship? Yes. So that's where that whole Hurst Co thing started. So now that the cat's out of the bag, we're designing a piece for the Caribbean Drag Racing Championship. Sorry if I'm rambling, guys. I'm trying to entertain you guys. This is fun. Vegas was great. I'm still feeling that vibe. Still feeling the vibe. Now we're there hanging out. Like, it's still Thursday. Sorry, still Thursday. Olga and I are there. That's why we're there. We're now shooting a documentary and part of the Caribbean Drag Racing Championship as their official timepiece. Moving forward, so yeah, now we're still Thursday, day one. Olga and I are there. We get to walk around a little bit, see some things. And then the next day comes, we get rest because we're tired. We've been traveling a lot. The next day we actually have FP1, FP2, and we need to go get our accreditation. So yeah, so now Friday's here and we make it to the accreditation center. So I'm gonna check, I keep on looking over here. I need to check, make sure everything's recording. We're all good. So now here we are, we're in the accreditation center. We get our VIP passes and a little pass that allows us to get into the actual FIA hospitality. Unless you have this, you can't get in there. So we were with Jamaica FIA, so we were able to be invited into the FIA hospitality suites, which is, you know, just if you know anything about the paddock, all the suites are in line. You have like Formula One, you'll have Pirelli, you'll have FIA, and then you'll have all the teams, or however they're dispersed, but usually two of the non-teams are clumped together, and Pirelli's usually off in the distance somewhere checking tires and doing all this other rubbery compound tire stuff. But yeah, so that's that. Can Can you hear that? So yeah, that's that. And it was a great time. And that was day one. We got to experience FP1, FP2. Now, mind you, our passes didn't allow us to actually go into grandstands or go into fan areas or go walk the track like we were when we're actually shooting media and shooting Formula One. But we did have full access to be in the paddock, full access to the grid walk, full access to pit lane walk, full access to the garages, safety car garages, the rumble of the engines, the everything, the people, the crowds, the fun, the entertainment, the opportunities. We'll talk about that. The people were great. This is kind of why Olga and I got into this in the first place. It's the people. We love people. We love talking. I actually love you guys. I don't even know who you are, but if you're watching, I love you. You're cool. And this is why I do it, because I like to share things. And yeah, so now we're there. We're enjoying all of these things. We're experiencing FP1, FP2 from a different point of view. Now we don't have the rush and the need to be in a specific place at a specific time, because we're taking care of a client's agenda, and they have clients that they need to entertain, and everything's happening on a certain schedule. Yes, we did have a schedule. Like, we needed to know when pit lane walk was. We needed to know, when we needed to follow Steven when he would walk around with his son to the different areas and different locations, so that we can cover and document and get footage and get photos for them. So Olga and I would bounce back and forth between who's on photo, who's on video, who's on video, who's on photo, a whole bunch of that all of the time. And it was nonstop, a lot of footage, a lot of content, and we're still putting it together. As you may have seen posts that I've been doing, I'm still kind of sorting things out and looking through everything. But that was Friday, and that was great. Great food, hospitality. I got to sit there and watch the race, had stats off to the side, had a great food, Michelin style, you're in the paddock. Of course, it's great food. Shook a whole bunch of hands, met a whole bunch of people. People love watches. Leading into another announcement, not quite there yet, but we will be making an announcement soon. Maybe not in this video, but it is coming up. Shook some hands. Shook some really important hands. So now, here we are. We're getting ready for FP3 and quali. That came around, more following, more shooting, more fun, more cheers, more handshakes. But it was just a great time, and it's really cool being able, as a documentationer. I know there's a specific word for it, but I forget it right now. What was it say? Documentator. Oh yeah, more hospitality, more paddock, more people in the paddock, more craziness in the paddock, guys. Craziness. People are running around, and it's really funny because, like I said, we used to do the whole media end of it, and we used to run around with all the media photographers covering the drivers, having to get that photo to be able to share to their thing. We kind of had the same pressure, but we had a purpose. We knew exactly what our content was going towards. We knew the story that we were trying to be telling. We knew the person that we were following. We actually knew the person that we were following. And it's a different vibe when you're not running the rat race, I guess you can say. It's also really awesome to step back and say, this is mine and Olga's thing that we want to do, and we know where our efforts are going and what the end result, according to our plan, could be. So yeah, we've been following the steps, and that leads us to the handshakes and the things that we've been doing and the people we've been meeting and the friendships we've been developing, and the stories we're going to be getting to be able to tell, and the stories that Olga is collecting, the interviews that she's been conducting in the background. Guys, you would not believe the interviews she's been conducting. It's incredible. And yeah, that's really it. And then the race came. We got to do the whole race thing. We got grid access, we got those passes, we got to walk out there. We were once again following FIA Jamaica, getting footage of them, and we were able to see the cars and see the teams and see the drivers and see the team mechanics doing their all thing in the circus of Formula One, and get ready to just get the cars ready to go around the track. And it was just I got to meet Alex Gintani, bro. Been watching you for a minute now, and yeah, dude, your cars are pretty dope, and the stuff you work on is pretty cool. And next time I'm in LA, I'm not gonna rent a car. I'm just gonna be like, hey, dude, can I come and take a car out for a spin? Let me grab one of your whips. I got insurance. No, but for real, we gotta link up. I would love. Do you have a watch collection? I would love to interview about your watch collection. Would love to tour the shop. Would love to see how you got to do what you do. I'm about the people, and if that person likes watches and cars, even more so, I'm about that person. So, you know, if this is just driving me more towards being around motorsports, and so be it. And I mean all types of motorsports. I'll go to motorcycles if I really have to. I just love speed, love the sound of petrol engines, and love people who love to race and time themselves while they do it. Guys. It's a cool little piece. Anyway, so yeah, got to meet them, got to, you know, we didn't know that we were actually invited to the grid. Or the awards ceremony for that matter. Like, we got invited to all of it. The grid was a surprise. We knew we had the VIP access. We knew we can get in the paddock and hang out, enjoy the food and the people and the sights and the Blue Man Group. That was kind of fun. But we didn't know that we actually had access to get on the grid. That was a surprise. So when FIA came up personally, we were sitting there just eating food and hanging out, watching and stuff, hanging out with people, chit-chatting. You know, me and Alex is sitting there, and they're just handing out these passes, and Olga and I get our passes, and we look at it, it says VIP grid access, and we're like, what? Me and Alex look at each other, we're like, he's like, bro. I'm like, bro. We're both like, bro. It was to be able to experience that, guys. If you ever have the opportunity to come out to Formula One, if you ever have the opportunity, even more so, to get out to places, especially in the Americas, go to COTA, go to Miami, go to Vegas. They're all right here in our backyard. Guys, why not? I loved COTA. COTA is very for the, I want to say purist, like for the purist racer. It's very race driven. The course is very set up for drivers and for media to be able to catch those race moments. It's a racetrack. It's a race circuit, you know, whereas the Las Vegas is kind of a street circuit. It's a street circuit. We all know it's a street circuit. Miami is also a street circuit. So COTA, if you're a purist, I'm kind of a purist. I loved COTA. I love the way it was set up, even for the media. That was great. It was beautiful. Great track. The service down there is amazing. Even got to make it to Montreal. That's also to me kind of a purist kind of a course. It's not really a street course. It's set up specifically for racing. Yeah, guys, get to go to Formula One. Take the risk. Hannah took the risk. She was like, I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna spend the money. I'm gonna go experience it. She had probably one of the better experiences of her life, and she'll remember it forever. And like I said, this is what this is about. It's about the people. So if you have the opportunity to go see the cars go fast around a track, great. But if you have the pleasure to go see the people and talk to them and shake the hands, take that any day, even if you don't get to see the cars and you just get to hang out trackside because you had general admission. You don't get to do any of those things, but you get to be around that energy and feel that vibe and why we all love it so much. It's well worth it. So anyways, guys, like I said, we've got plenty more announcements coming on. Thanks for tuning into Time Panda TV. I'm Philip. Like, subscribe. And yeah, like I said, we've got plenty more announcements to be making here on Time Panda TV. I've got a microphone now and I go everywhere. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.